How will you sit? Sthitaprajna has to sit all the time cross-legged, isn't it? Which is very difficult. 24-hour cross-legged sitting. There are people in the Himalayas. I have seen a person sitting cross-legged for last 50 years. Cross-legged. And on his stomach is so huge, and the various folds in his body. He is sitting there. Sthitaprajna. And carbuncle in his body, and then maggots coming out of his body, and he is taking the maggot and putting it back. Seems to be a great person. If this is your idea of Siddha Prajnatam, then how can you fight? How will you do business? How will you in politics? How will you have a family? So Brahma Vidya is not just for a selected few. Brahma Vidya is for all. It's a democracy of Brahman. It's not for a selected few. It's not a life choice. You can have life choice. You can be a professor or a plumber or a physician or a philosopher. You can make choices in that. But Brahma Vidya is not a life choice. It is your nature. It is your privilege. It is your birthright for everybody, regardless of you're rich or poor, or educated or uneducated, black or white. It's everybody's privilege. So that being the case, Arjuna wants to know what exactly your understanding of Brahma Vidya is, or Atmajnana. How do you understand? Because you are putting it in dialectical terms, contradictory terms, and I fail to understand. I used to think in terms of binary, either this or that, either a fish or a fowl. I don't understand your language. It's a new language for Arjuna. It's a new language. So, when Arjuna asked this question, Siddha Prajnasya ka bhasha, Samadhistasya Keshava, Siddhati kim prabhasheda, kim asiyada vrajadahi. Will you sit? Will you move around? Another question. These are the questions to Arjuna, because Arjuna was a practical man. Now, Bhagavan answers in another riddle. Bhagavan never gives any straight answer, because there is no straight answer for life. Each one of you have to find out your own answer. No guru can give you one shoe fits all answers. Each one of you, of course, you have to discuss with as many people as possible, maybe with your father, mother, uncle, friend, guru, counselor, even an astrologer. Why not? Why not? Astrologer has his own perspective, isn't it? There is no harm. But finally, it is your call. You have to take the call. You have to decide. That's what Bhagavan says at the end of Bhagavad Gita. Eda vimarsya sheshena. Whatever I have told you, critically analyze that. Bring your input into that. Bring your experience into that. Bring your thinking into that. Eda vimarsya asheshena. Completely, totally, critically analyze it. Then, yadhechasi tada kuru. Do as you deem fit. Do as you deem fit. Don't blame me. Otherwise, Arjuna may file a case against Krishna later. You told me this and I acted like that. Sometimes young people come to me, Swami, should I marry or not? Very difficult question. If I say marry, then you will turn around to me, why didn't you marry? So you push me into marriage and you are happily sitting there. Isn't it? So if I say, okay, don't marry, then he will say, okay, you did not marry, so you suffer, you want a few more people to suffer with you. Whichever way I answer, you will not be happy. Or if I say, okay, marry, then later 2 years you come back and say, Swami, you told me, therefore I married and see all the problems, now I am filing a case against you. Isn't it? So Krishna is washing his hand. He says, I have told you everything and I have given you many perspectives. Now it is for you to sit, discuss, maybe you take a second, third, fourth opinion also. And then make up your mind. Take your decision. and feel responsible for your decision, he said. Then you become an adult. Other you are a child still. An adult means who takes his own decision, consult with as many people as possible, and then feel responsible for his decisions. Yadhechasi tadha kuru. So Arjuna asked this question, Siddha prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava tujadi kim prabhasheda kim asida vrajeda kim. And Bhagavan answers in another riddle. What was the answer? For a Siddha Prajna or an enlightened person or a Jivan Mukta. Another word is Jivan Mukti. What was the answer? Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogadan atmanni vatmana tushtaha Siddha Prajna sadochade. He is a Siddha Prajna, one who has given up all desires, he said. Just now Bhagavan said you have to get up and fight. Just now he said get up and fight. Tasmad uttishta gande yudhai pratanishchaya. Now he says Siddha Prajna is one who has given up all desires. When you have given up all desires, because desire is the one who motivates you to act. If you have no desire, there is no motivation to act. So here Bhagavan says Siddha Prajna is a one who has given up all his desires. Prajahadi yada kaman sarvan. Not only that he has given up all his desires, then he gives a tippani to that statement, a clause, an addendum to that statement. He says, Prajahadi yada kaman sarvan. Atmanieva atmana tushtaha. One who is happy in herself or in himself. Atmanieva atmana tushtaha. One who is happy in himself by himself or by herself. What does that mean? So, instrument of happiness, enjoying happiness, and the source of happiness is he himself or is she himself. So, Atmanieva atmana tushtaha siddha prajna sadochade. Again, Arjuna misunderstands. So, here is a person is happy by himself, in herself, and all that. Then why should I fight? Why should I fight? So what if, can you give up all desires? Is that not possible? I see people claiming that Swamiji, I have no desire. But he opened his mouth thrice a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Thereafter no desire. Then there are some biological desires which you cannot help. Isn't it? So when you say give up all the desire, what does it mean? How do you experience? How do you practice it? Because Bhagavad Gita is something to be practiced. Not just a theoretical exposition. It is not to be preached, it is to be practiced. So when Bhagavan says give up, Siddha Prajna is one who has given up all his desire, what does it mean? We have to understand that. This is called Mimamsa. Because great masters speak in this kind of contradictory language, in symbolic language. They want to give you a shock. When they give you a shock by this contradiction, then your mind will think in your own new ways, creative ways. So when Bhagavan says giving up all desire, what does it mean? So we have to analyze the purpose of desire. You desire many things, isn't it? You desire a car or a fridge or a new piece of cloth or a child or a promotion or a vacation. You desire many things. But what is the mother of all these desires? The overarching desire behind all these changing desires. Because your desires keep changing. So there is some overarching desire, the mother of all desires, or the father of all desires, whatever you want to say. What is that supreme desire behind all these desires? That we have to analyze. And the supreme desire behind all these many desires, or many desires, these teeny desires, there is some supreme desire. The supreme desire, the desire to be happy, isn't it? Isn't it? What are you desiring? What is the mother of What is the fundamental desire? The fundamental desire is the desire to be happy. So they say, somebody says, this guy became a sannyasi and his name is Sadananda. Sada means always, Ananda means happy. A sannyasi has to be happy all the time. Sadananda. So Sadananda goes to America. In America, they cannot pronounce the aspirate sound, Sadananda. So there they call you Sadananda, Sadananda, Sadananda. Sadananda, Sadananda has come. His holiness Sadananda, they will say. So you get a shock. Instead of Sadananda became Sadananda. So he came back as a Sadananda. Because everybody calls him Sadananda, Sadananda now. And whatever you are called, you are that. So Sadanandam. So all of us desire Anandam. Let us make it very, very clear. There is no meaning in sacrificing that for anything else. So if all of us are seeking happiness through all these many desires, changing desires, if that is our fundamental seeking, can we get it from outside is the question. From things, from people, from places, from ideas and ideologies. Can we get it? And after a thorough analysis, our rishis have come to the conclusion that happiness cannot be purchased or gained or scraped or harvested from outside. It cannot come. Because that's our experience. Since we don't know anything else, we are doing the same thing again and again, more of the same. Because we don't know anything else. So this discovery of the Rishi, that we all are seeking happiness through various projects, various means and activities. We are seeking the mother of our desire is happiness, and the happiness cannot come from outside. And when you discover that, you look at desire with a new light. When you look at desire, instead of acting on that immediately, foolishly, you discover happiness is your nature. It cannot be gained from outside. So you no more desire happiness. So far you have been knowingly, unknowingly desiring happiness. Now you no more desire happiness. When you don't desire happiness, you discover your natural happiness, you say. Does it make any sense to you? It should. It doesn't make any sense, I will give you one more lecture on this. That's all what I can do. It should make a sense to you. When you no more desire happiness, you discover your natural happiness. Now thereafter you don't expect happiness, but you only express happiness in all your interactions. So this is called a reflection. This is called a meditation. Meditation is not desiring happiness. If your desire arises, you observe that desire. The monster has come. Here is a desire for happiness. So you no more desire happiness. And you have to separate desire for happiness or any other desire. There are biological desires. What are the biological desires? When you are hungry, you need food. When you are thirsty, you need water. When you feel cold, you have something to wrap around. When you are in the inclemencies of the weather, you need a roof over your head. These things are biological needs, and they can be fulfilled also. They can be fulfilled. As Gandhi said, God has given enough for that. God has enough for our natural desires, but not for our artificial desires. So, you can, when you are hungry, you can eat. How many chapatis you need? How many chapatis? 2? 3 maximum. After 3 chapati, you will say, Swamiji, enough. Thank you, enough. Even if I put more chapati, you will say, don't torture me with more chapatis, isn't it? Because there is an end to that. You can say enough for that. Drinking water, how many glasses of water you need? How many beds you need? How many homes you need? There is a limit to all that. There you can say enough is possible. But the other artificial desire, there is no enough. It's like a fire. Krishnavatma ajyena natushyati. It's like a fire. The more I pour, the more it's ablaze. So therefore, don't desire happiness. But you can desire other things. You can desire a car, not for happiness, but happily you desire a car. No, when I am happy, I don't need a car. Good for the environment. When you are happy, I don't need a car. Good for the environment, isn't it? More car, more pollution. So Krishna says you can happily desire a car, you can happily desire a fridge, you can happily desire a microwave oven. You can happily desire one more wife, no problem. But not for happiness, I tell you. Not for happiness. Don't think one more wife will make you happy, one more car will make you happy. Because I have seen people, buying a car, or after getting a car, I will be very happy. Then sitting in the car is miserable. Because earlier you could get a lift, now you have to give lift to other people. And he will say, please drop me there, additional petrol also. Isn't it not? So therefore, don't desire for happiness. Without be happy and then desire. This is another mantra I am telling you. Go around in the world without desiring happiness. Happily go around in the world. Then you are in samadhi. Happily go around in the world, then you are in samadhi. So Krishna says, Prajahadi yada kaman sarvan atmanyavastidan. All those desire, the mother desire is desire for happiness, that you have to give up, he says. That you have to give up. Even the Upanishad says that. The Bagavad Gita says, Upanishad says, your Rishi says that don't expect happiness, but express your natural happiness.